Alright, doing this again because I hated how it turned out the first time, but this is Nightmare Comics 1. And this is I wouldn't say a review. I'd say more of a recap of Transformers Prime Season 3, what I thought of it. This Beast Hunters, by the way, that's like the subtitle. Um, just set the stage a bit, just give you a little bit of what happened. Spoilers for season 2. Cut this off if you care about that type of shit. But when we left off, Megatron and the Autobots, I mean the Decepticons and Autobots, just got done battling on the planet Cybertron. Um, and after the battle, Megatron knew the location of the Autobot base. I'm guessing because of the ground bridge. That was never really that clear. That was like my one problem with the end of season 2. Like they never really like explain how like Megatron knew. You know what I mean? But still, epic moment. He blows up the base. All the Autobots get out except Optimus. He appears like he's dying. All that good stuff. We pick up right from that. Pretty much the Autobots. I mean the Decepticons are searching the Autobot base, looking for any survivors or whatnot. They don't find Optimus's body, and you find out later that Smokescreen moved his body. All the Autobots are scattered. When the season starts, they're all like coming together, like reuniting with each other. Optimus is dying, and he tells Smokescreen, "You're going to be the new leader of the Autobots." I mean, and Smokescreen obviously doesn't want to do it. He goes and gets the Forge of Solus Prime. If you don't know, that's like a hammer that the Primes can use to like rebuild shit, but it doesn't have much energy in it. But so Optimus tells him, he was like, "No, don't use it on me. We got to use it to rebuild the Omega Lock," which was the thing they were going to use to reanimate Cybertron. And Smokescreen's like, this doesn't feel right. So as Optimus tells him to take the Matrix of leadership, and you will be the leader of the Autobots now. Kind of like Hot Rod back in the '80s, the movie. And matter of fact, it was just like that. Smokescreen character is pretty much Hot Rod, and he was he didn't want to do it, so he took the Forge, put it in Optimus' hand. Optimus rebuilds himself, with a brand new body, and that's pretty much all of the plot I'm gonna give away. I will say this: that the Decepticons had after they thought they defeated the Autobots, they built the Citadel in front of in Jasper, Nevada, and they called it Dark Mount. And they pretty much they had won. It appeared they had won. Starscream was like, they won. You know what I mean? And Knockout went to Cybertron. I can't remember the reason, but Knockout went to Cybertron, and there he found Shockwave. And as Shockwave had been there, he had been watched season 2 to find out why he was still on Cybertron and not on Earth with the rest of the Decepticons. But he reveals that he had been working on a new experiment, hence the title of the show being called Beast Wars. That experiment turned out to be Predaking. And Predaking, there's some shocking things with Predaking that I didn't expect. And I probably should have, but I didn't. And he was one of my complaints about this entire season is that it felt really rushed because they never really developed his character. Like they gave him like an arc, he did his thing here and there, but as a character, he just never really. Minus like the episode before the season finale, minus that one, he never really like developed into more than like Megatron's puppet. He and plus it's called Beast Hunters, but he didn't really do much. I mean, like it's called Beast Hunters for a reason though. Like it's a plot line throughout the season. But the season's only 13 episodes, so the plot line never really got developed either, and it kind of ended anticlimactically. You know what I mean? This season, although very, very entertaining, the voice acting is still phenomenal. Frank Welker is Megatron, dog. Like, I would argue that, he does a lot of voices, man. If you don't know, he's been like Freddy on like most of the modern Scooby-Doo animated movies. He was, he voices Curious George. If you don't know, I think he's like the highest. I think he's like the the highest grossing like actor in like American history or some shit like that. He just does voices primarily. But I would argue that his performance as Megatron in this series is the best he has ever done with anything ever. Like every single episode, there's a line that Megatron would deliver that literally gave me goosebumps, man. Like, and like when he yells and like his tone, you know what I mean? It's like he's menacing. He's menacing as fuck. Like my 3-year-old nephew, he loves this show, and he's afraid of Megatron, and that was the goal. You can tell by the way he's designed, the way Welker performs his lines. He sells it so well. Like he steals every scene he's on. He's like a great actor surrounded by a bunch of other good actors, and he steals every scene he's a part of. It's incredible just to watch. Like I would watch like I would watch a spin-off like little web series or something just about Megatron. Seriously, because he kills it. Like Frank Welker kills it. I can't stress that shit enough. He kills it. Peter Cullen does a good job too as Optimus. You know what you're gonna get from Optimus. You're gonna get that dialogue that seems like it's narration instead of dialogue. That's like been people's kind of complaint with this show. But I don't see why that's a complaint, because it's been like that since like the dawn of time. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why people actually complain about that. But what else was I gonna say? Fucking shit, what else was I gonna say? I damn forgot. Yeah. Oh, but the season itself has been kind of yeah. I mean, it's been good, been really good. It's just you can tell that they have been rushing this along for the season finale. I mean, not season finale, but the made for TV movie. Like you can just tell because, a lot of things happen the last 2 episodes, and not much happens after the first 4. Like, the first 4 episodes, a lot happens. The last 2 episodes, a lot happen. And in between, it's like, it's good, entertaining stuff, but like, a little happens at a time, you know what I mean? It's a little disappointing, It is thing with Ratchet. Ratchet has like, this character arc in here too, like, I love the humans, but, I want my home back, and, you can tell he was struggling with that, like, all season, like, especially the last few episodes when something happens to him, and he's in a position to where he can help revive his planet, but it kind of goes against what he believes in. You'll see what I mean. Bumblebee, he doesn't get much time in this, but, minus like a few things, you can tell like they've been kind of building to something with Bumblebee since like season 2, and when it finally happens, it's very rewarding. I ain't gonna lie, it's very, very rewarding. But it got me upset. I ain't gonna lie, because something had to happen for that to happen. That really upset me. So whatever. The humans in here are strong like they usually are. Even though they don't really get to do much in this season, which kind of bothered me a little bit. My Agent Fowler and June Darby got a really good episode to show that June wasn't totally worthless. She seemed like she was. But her and Fowler got a good episode. They kind of like explored a romance between them. That was kind of cool. Miko got to do something really cool too, and she got to put all that energy to good use. It's actually pretty cool what they ended up doing with her. I figured they'd do something like that with one of the humans, but it was cool to see her, her do that. I felt like she was the perfect one to do that with. And Raph is hardly in the season at all. He hardly does anything. And Wheeljack officially joins the team. Ultra Magnus is in this. I didn't even mention that. Ultra Magnus is in this show, and he came to Earth because he got like a distress beacon or something like that, and he's like the Autobot second in command, and he was gonna take over, shit like that. And hold up, but yeah, stuff happens with Magnus in this, man. Like he goes through a little bit here and there. He has to kind of get adjusted to the way things are ran on, with Team Prime and all that. He got an interesting story arc, but even still, it feels like it ain't developed enough because they only had 13 episodes. All this is leading up to this movie. I believe this movie is going to be just absolute insanity. If you look at the plot synopsis, which I won't ruin because there's spoilers galore in it, but if you look at it, man, it's like, shit will hit the fan. You know what I'm saying? I would recommend Transformers Prime season 3. And I wouldn't say stop watching if you like the first two, but it's definitely the weakest season. May it may well no. I felt like the strongest season finale was the second season finale. The first season finale was just a hair below it. This season finale, although really strong, is not as strong as those two. So but yeah, it's probably the weakest season. This movie is probably gonna be like the best shit ever though. Like I have like no doubt in my mind about that. Um, I've said before that that this was on par with Beast Wars, and if it ends amazingly, it could possibly be better than Beast Wars. Um, Beast Wars season one, as we know, is not very good. Okay, I mean we know this. Like we know it's not very good. It's not bad, but it's not very good. Season two is where things actually start coming together, and it becomes the amazing show that it is. You know what I mean? Here's the thing. I'm gonna count this as Beast Wars season one. Yeah, I mean, like compare the weakest season, which is Beast Wars season one, to the weakest season of this, which is Transformers Prime season 3. This season is better than Beast Wars season one. Now, here's the thing. You know, as I said, I feel like they're about equal, man. I feel like it's 1A, 1B. It all depends on how this. If this movie is everything that I believe it's going to be, then this will be the greatest Transformers series of all time. But to this point, it's still just tied with Beast Wars, But which is not anything to sneeze at because Beast Wars is one of the best animated series of all time, in my opinion. It will be in my top 10. But with that being said, man, if y'all have been watching this, keep watching it, and if you haven't, you need to, because this is, as I said, one of the best Transformers series of all time. I feel like it's tied with Beast Wars as the best. You know what I mean? But I don't know what my next video is gonna be. It's a couple things I do want to talk about, but I don't know when I'm gonna talk about them. So don't hold your breath. But I'll holler at you guys later, man. Take care.